Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to day 24. What? All right. Yeah, yesterday was interesting, huh? That silent retreat. Anyway, that's my R2D2 whistle.
R2D2, Your Highness.
Anyway, day 24 in the 30 Habits in 30 Days video series will be pattern recognition and trigger mapping. Okay. So I don't know if you noticed this in the silent retreat, but having different thoughts come up and being able to sit in that silence with our own feelings, for me, that caused a lot of reflection and journaling on my emotions and behaviors. And the thing that we came up with today is it's loosely based on different frameworks in psychology, like CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, and IFS, internal family systems. So these are two different frameworks for psychologists to use to help people start to identify how we interpret events. So things happen to us. There are triggers or stimulus or things that happen in life. There are the thoughts that they cause and the interpretations we have. Oh, this happened. And then we start telling ourselves a story. We're interpreting that event. There's that trigger, that response, that event, our interpretation, and the thoughts that come from it, the emotions we feel from that event, okay, the emotions that are attached to that story. And then deeper than those emotions is we usually have some sort of belief that is causing us to feel those things. It's our sense of identity and our beliefs that are driving all of that, which then shape our behavior. Our behavior then leads to a certain outcome or a response. And what we are going to be doing today is mapping certain triggers, our interpretations of those triggers, the emotions that come up, and then our reaction or response to those emotions, our behavior from those internal emotions or beliefs. So the whole point of this is just to increase our ability to recognize patterns, and with more awareness, we'll be able to develop more conscious control and the ability to navigate, okay, where are these thoughts and feelings and beliefs coming from? So today is about identifying the triggers that move us, okay? Because when we are aligned with our values and we're moving in the direction of our values, things are flowing, things feel good, but not everything is always perfect, okay? And sometimes we have obstacles in life. We have things that trigger us and trip us up and cause us to get emotionally pulled out of our alignment. So the whole purpose of today's activity is to just start recognizing and mapping these triggers, because it's like if you're traveling, if you're going to go hike a mountain or go on a road trip, you want to know if there is a path or a trail that's closed and blocked off or has bears or, lava or a wiggly bridge and you're afraid of heights. If you're traveling on a road trip, you'll want to know if there's road work and there's going to be a detour through, whoever knows what. So there's always going to be obstacles. So it's important to understand. We need to be able to map out our internal way of seeing and being and thinking and feeling so that we can understand where we might have blind spots, triggers, obstacles within our own self, so that we can identify any limiting beliefs, because that will help us become more fully aligned with who we are meant to be, with our authentic selves, and we won't be controlled by these limitations, these traumas, these beliefs that we might have picked up and developed based on our upbringing, our education, our conditioning, our traumas. So I think it's some of the most important work we can do on ourselves. And this is something that I was studying, identity and belief transformation. This is something I was studying when I started taking a PhD in transpersonal psychology. And that's what I ended up doing my research paper on, which was identity and belief transformation. So this section of it, this portion of it, is just to start identifying what those triggers are. And then tomorrow we'll be going into how do we work with that, all right, and what we do about that. After we identify the pattern, what can we do to recognize that limiting belief and integrate it and maybe reframe that and develop a different core belief. Okay. So there is a PDF that I will attach that has a worksheet. I have the worksheet over here. So I'm going to go do mine. It's a worksheet loosely based on, something that comes from cognitive behavioral therapy called a thought record. All right. So we're just calling it trigger mapping and pattern recognition. So I'm going to go do this. I'll attach that worksheet in the PDF so you can do that. Anything else that I'm forgetting? There was something else. What was it? Hold on a moment. Oh yeah, the quote from Carl Jung. Okay, there's a quote from Carl Jung, and it's something good. I remember that I wanted to mention the quote by Carl Jung. I don't remember the quote, but it's something like the unconscious. Until the unconscious becomes conscious, it will rule our lives, and we will call it fate. Something like that. I'll make sure I go look it up and put the real one in here, but basically that's what we're trying to do today is we're trying to bring what is unconscious to us to our level of consciousness. We're trying to know what those unconscious patterns or beliefs are so that they don't rule us and determine our life, so that we have more conscious control of our destiny. All right, everybody, that's all for today. Good luck. God bless. All right, see you later.